Hello students, welcome to Shrestha for CA and CMA. This video is all about preparation strategy for paper 2, corporate and other laws. First of all, it is very important to understand the syllabus of paper 2 ma. In paper 2 we are having two parts. Part 1 corporate laws, part 2 other laws. Part 1 corporate laws had a weightage of 70 marks, part 2 other laws had a weightage of 30 marks. In examination, question paper is given for 120 marks, including choice 120 marks. You need to attempt only 100 marks. In that case, corporate laws had a weightage of 84 marks. Other laws had a weightage of 36 marks. In other laws, we had only three chapters: General Clauses Act, Interpretation of Statutes, Foreign Exchange Management Act. These three chapters had a weightage of 30 marks. So, on an average, you can expect 10 to 12 marks from these chapters, 10 to 12 marks from these chapters. Next, in corporate laws, we are having total 12 chapters. Preliminary, incorporation of company, prospectus and allotment of securities, share capital and debentures, deposits, charges, management and administration, dividends, accounts of companies, audit and auditors, companies incorporated outside India, and the last chapter is LLP. These 12 chapters put together had a weightage of 70 marks, including choice 84 marks. So on an average, you can expect 7 marks from each and every chapter. 84 divided by 12. So 7 marks you can expect from each and every chapter. But if you look into the previous examination papers, from preliminary, yes, expected weightage is 4 to 6, including multiple choice questions, I am telling you. Including multiple choice questions, yes, the expected weightage is 4 to 6. Incorporation of companies, 6 marks. Prospectus and allotment of securities, 6 to 8 marks. In one attempt, 12 marks came from prospectus chapter. Next, share capital and debentures, 6 to 8 marks. But in one attempt, 16 marks came from share capital chapter. Deposits, 5 to 7 marks. Charges, 5 to 7 marks. Management and administration, 7 to 9 marks. Dividends, 7 to 9 marks. Accounts of companies, 7 marks. Audit and auditors, 7 marks. Companies incorporated outside India, this is a new chapter which is not there in old scheme. Okay, companies incorporated outside India, 4 to 6 marks. LLP, 10 to 12 marks. So this is the expected weightage from each and every chapter in corporate laws as well as other laws. Now coming to the examination pattern, question paper pattern. Total 100 marks. Out of 100 marks, 30 marks for MCQs, multiple choice questions. Remaining 70 marks, descriptive questions. Understood? Now coming to multiple choice questions, if you select the right option, you will get a mark. If you select the wrong option, you will not get a mark. Understood? You will get 0. So no negative marking for the time being. If you select correct option, you will get complete mark. If you select wrong option, you will get 0 mark. Understood? Now coming to the descriptive paper. The questions in descriptive paper are classified into two parts. One is practical questions. The second one is theory questions. Theory questions, direct questions. State the rule of harmonious construction. State the rule of reasonable construction. Like that, theory questions. Practical questions. Here examiner will narrate a situation. He will narrate a situation and he will ask your opinion. So comment your answer or comment your view as per the provisions of Companies Act 2013, or as per provisions of Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008, or as per the provisions of General Clauses Act. Understood? Now, to answer practical questions, you must have conceptual clarity. You must understand the concept. You must analyze the situation and you should write a proper conclusion. If you are able to write proper conclusion, if you are able to write correct conclusion, you will get good marks in practical questions. So for attempting practical questions, conceptual clarity is very much required. Next one, for attempting theory questions, you need to remember the provisions. You need to remember the points. If you look into the paper, 2/3 of descriptive questions are practical questions. Only 1/3 of questions are theory questions. Now I hope everyone got my point. Today, conceptual clarity is very must to crack the exams, or else you may end up with getting less marks. Actually, what students will, problematic papers are very scoring, theory papers are less scored papers. Actually, this is a myth. This is not a real statement. This is not correct. Students feel problematic papers very easy. The reason is, while listening to the classes, they will note it down. They will note each and every point in the notebook. While practicing also, they will solve the problem on the paper. In examination, they will solve the problem on paper. So at the time of listen, at the time of watching classes, at the time of practice, yes, you are doing it on a paper. Now coming to the theory papers, you are listening to the class. And in preparation, you are just looking at the book. Where is the practice? Are you writing answers? Are you practicing theory papers, ma? Are you writing answers in a paper? No, on a paper, no. So you are listening to the classes, you are reading the text in the material. Where is the practice? Sir, should I write complete answer, sir, without seeing? No, not at all required, ma. See, ma, today you spent 2 hours on corporate laws paper, ma. Corporate and other laws, you spent 2 hours. You studied some 5 papers. During your preparation only, you should prepare a summary notes. These 5 papers, you should condense the content of these 5 papers into one paper. You should convert these 5 papers into one paper. You should prepare summary notes on your own. The very next day, when you start preparing a new concept, first revise the previous concept. Now, revising previous concept, don't look into the material. Just look into the summary notes which was prepared by you. So just give 5 to 10 minutes time to that summary notes. That's it, sufficient. So today you read one new concept. Tomorrow you revise it. And the same concept you should revise after 1 week, after 1 month. Now observe me carefully. Now listen to me carefully. How many times you are preparing each and every concept, each and every theory concept? 4 times. Just observe. Today you prepared one concept. Tomorrow you are revising that concept before you start a new concept. Next week, same day, same time, revise the same concept. After 1 month, revise the same concept which was read before 1 month. Now, preparation, revision of 4 times. Easily you can remember that text, you can remember the context, you can remember the concept, you can perform very well in the exams. Are you all getting my point, students? So preparation of summary notes is very much required, and you should prepare your summary notes on your own, and that summary notes should contain important points. Is it clear? Next one, ma. Next, I classified all these 15 chapters, 12 chapters in corporate laws, 3 chapters in other laws. I classified all these 15 chapters into 3 categories. Category A, B, C. In category A, you can see preliminary deposits, charges, dividends, companies incorporated outside India, LLP chapters. Sir, on what basis you classified these 15 chapters into 3 categories? Sima, all these 6 chapters are very small chapters, content wise small chapters, and weightage point of view, these 6 chapters are having a good weightage. Preliminary, average 4 marks, deposits 6 marks, charges 6 marks, dividends 6 marks, companies incorporated outside India some 5 marks, LLP 10 marks. Come on, total it, ma, just total it. 10, 22, 22, 5, 27, 37 marks, ma. 37 marks. Next, category B, incorporation of company, 6 marks weightage. Prospectus, 6 marks. Share capital. From these 3 topics, you can expect 6 marks, ma. From other topics, sometimes 0, sometimes a question come from other topics. But these 3 topics are very important. Differential voting rights, issue of bonus shares, buyback of securities. Take any 3 attempts question papers. Definitely you will find these 3 questions in 2 attempts, ma. 2 out of 3 attempts will have only these 3 topics as questions. Next, management and administration, section 96 to section 105. Actually, management and administration, section 88 to section 122. It is having a section 88 to section 122. But here I am mentioning only few sections, section 96 to 105. Time limit for conduct of AGM, time limit for conduct of first AGM, subsequent AGM, notice calling for general meeting, explanatory statement, quorum, proxy. Next is section 118, minutes. Section 118 is minutes. So definitely I can expect a practical question from these areas, ma. And all other topics, yes, I mentioned under category C. Next one, accounts of companies, audit and auditors, only section 141. Only section 141. 141 is all about qualifications and disqualifications of a company auditor. So last 5 attempts question papers you take, 4 out of 5 attempts contains a question regarding disqualifications of the auditor only. And last one, FEMA, this is a new chapter, ma. This was not there previously. So for the first time, you can see question in May 2024 examination. Now, if you observe carefully, the weightage from management and administration from the selected topics is 6 marks, accounts of companies 6 marks, audit and auditors 4 marks, FEMA some 10 marks. Now just to total it. So 5 30, 40 marks, 44 marks to category B. See, this category B is having a lengthy concepts, but weightage point of view good. Difficulty moderate, ma. Difficulty is moderate. Content wise, length wise moderate, and difficulty wise moderate. Coming to the last category, 2 lengthy topics, and it is very difficult to remember these concepts. In that, first one, interpretation of statutes, deeds. Next, general clauses act, audit and auditors, other topics other than section 141, management and administration, other than section 96 to 105 and section 118, and share capital, other topics. So from these areas, you can expect a 40 marks, ma. Share capital 6 to 8 marks, ma. Management and administration 6 to 8 marks, audit and auditors 6 to 8 marks, general clauses act 10 marks, interpretation of statutes 10 marks. So on an average, we can expect 30 to 40 marks from category, 40 marks from category C. Now, even if you ignore category C, you can perform well in the examination. See, question paper is for how many marks, ma? Question paper is for 120 marks. ICA is not expecting from you 120 marks answers. You just attempt only for 100 marks. So straight away you can take 20 marks choice. And what I am telling you, take another 20 marks choice. Take another 20 marks choice if possible. Now prepare only for 80 marks. If you are preparing for 80 marks, can't you get 60 marks in examination? Can't you score 60 marks in examination? Are you all getting my point, students? Seema, ICA is not expecting excellence in all the chapters. ICA is just expecting 40 marks in each paper and 50% aggregate. That's it. That is the only requirement to get a qualification. 40 marks in each paper, 50% aggregate. Now take choice while preparing for exams. Understood? If time is there, prepare all the chapters. If you are capable person, prepare all the chapters. But if time is not there, you are having 6 papers and you are having only 2 months time. So time constraint is there. And you should not have excellence in all the papers, ma, first of all. So don't think, I should be excellent in accounts, I should be excellent in costing. It's not like that. You should get 40 marks in each paper, 50% aggregate. That is sufficient. Now, coming to my paper, no need to read complete 120 marks. Even you prepare 80 marks, sufficient. Even if you prepare 80 marks, attempting those 80 marks in a perfect manner, you can easily score 60 marks. Understood? If time permits, then you can increase from 80 to 90, from 90 to 100, from 100 to 110. That's it. Since time constraint is there, I'm asking you, take choice while preparing. And moreover, don't take choice of these topics. Category A and category B topics, don't take choice. Don't take risk, ma. I'm telling you, just take the risk, but that risk should be calculated one. So simply, preparing 50% chapters. So, sir, I'm ready to take risk. Nonsense, ma. The risk you are taking should be calculated one. So preparing for 80 marks, attempting 80 marks in examination, easily you can get 60 to 65 marks. Yes, it is very much possible. Even in theory papers, you can score maximum marks. You can score easily exemption mark. Now, one student got 98 marks in theory paper. Understood? The only point, you need to practice. You need to revise more number of times. I already told you 4 times revision is possible. Today you read the concept. Tomorrow revise the summary. Next, after 1 week, revise the same summary. After 1 month, revise the same summary. Now you can retain the subject for long period. Is it clear, ma? Everyone. So don't take choice of the topics which were covered in category A and category B. Is it clear? And last point. Once you complete reading the chapter, so don't close your books. Go through the test your knowledge questions and go through the descriptive questions that were there at the end of the each chapter in ICI material. So try to solve them and make self-evaluation. So be honest, be confident. You can easily score maximum marks in the upcoming examinations. All the best, Ma.